masters of horror.
The spooky time with the Scariest Things Podcast, where we have served over 1 million of you healthy, happy horror fans. This is Mike Campbell, and I'm joined in New Orleans by
Liz Williams,
and in Portland, Oregon by
Eric Lee.
And Eric is going to tell us all about the 1 million happy customers that we have served at the Scariest Things Podcast.
So most of you know that we've been doing this for almost 6 years now. And we crossed the I think we crossed the million visit views threshold probably sometime back in May, because we're at 1,115,000, I think.
Holy crap, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of
scared people.
And you know, going into this, the fact that we have,
is there even 1 million people in Oregon?
You're like, I'm tired of clicking.
I'm kidding.
Thank God I can put this mouse down.
Although I think we can say we've got more views on our site than there are people in Wyoming.
Oh, there you go. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Okay. Or Luxembourg. Hey.
Yeah.
So so moving up in this world, pretty soon we will be crowned horror emperors of the Roost, and Liz can trade in her mayor's cap for a big crown.
Finally.
So, yes. So
all I had was this mayoral gavel.
Which is, hey,
I was promised a sash. I never got my sash.
We're gonna have to get some swag for the mayoral.
I need a sash,
and then you have to wear it for spooky time. So of the posts, naturally, our homepage, which is Mike,
scariestthings.com, 1T.
About 238,533. That's not about, that's exactly how many views we have.
About that many.
Have actually gone to our homepage first, which is great, because that means you're clicking there and then you're going elsewhere, and then where you go from there. And this has been sort of a now firmly established with 55,115 views, The Farm.
Jesus.
Which is not a great
I still
movie.
will not watch the movie.
There are 55,000 sickos out there willing to read your review of The Farm. And The Farm came out in 2019.
Yeah,
is that right?
2018.
Overlooked, right?
2018.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I think what this is, that's a testament to getting out first.
Yeah.
That is, nobody else. It was the world premiere, and it was a small room, and I got it out, and being first means that it starts aggregating, and it got attention. And there's a lot of people who really want to see people stuffed in cages and served up as meat product, including babies on an anvil.
Or they want to read if they think they should watch it. And you're the first one that pops up. So Eric Lee is always number one telling you.
On the cannibalism ground floor.
And
ground floor for cannibalism. Nice
Our
work.
number 2 post is actually a dead list.
Okay.
Any idea which dead list this would be?
It is handicapped horror. I know this for a fact because I'm always like, wow, there's that many people reading about the Americans with Disabilities Act and horror. And I'm like, is it attorneys out there that are like Googling like
I feel like it's film students like writing papers and stuff, probably.
Well,
exactly.
I just did a lecture about this for Crypticon, where
right.
That was I think it's a big topic, and I think that it's actually a situation where the ability or disability plays a major role in the film, unlike a lot of other. I mean, you got My Left Foot and a few dramas and stuff like that, but horror really actually manages to tap into the fears and vulnerabilities of being disabled.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And then we've got one of our short films that is the gift that keeps on giving. People love checking out Finley.
Uh-huh.
And then we have another dead list.
Ooh.
Which is another early dead list.
Is it your Arbor Day one?
It's Arbor Day.
Mm-hmm.
The Arbor Day killer plant one.
Right. Okay. Plant-based horror.
Yep.
And then we've got another early one, Blew My Mind, which is the mermaid horror. And then the big one, which was for me, I think my proudest day as a small press journalist, Evil Dead Rise. Which 6,000 views, more than 6,000 views in one day. That post got read more than Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and Empire.
Now, was that after you caught it at Overlook?
Yeah, I was the
so you were like one of the
Overlook,
second or third
unlike
screenings.
Because Renfield I was number one.
Yeah.
But this was also showing at South by Southwest, but it was only the week before, and there weren't many. I mean, it was Variety, Empire, and Hollywood Reporter that were going out there, and they just did small capsules. So you guys know me, I write too long on on my posts, and it attracted a lot of attention. And so that is number 6. Now you want to know, and then as Robert shows up with the funky one, Arbor Demon. Is Robert's
and yeah. He
Robert's
makes up these movies and then Rachel reviews them.
I know.
He's not here to defend himself.
This movie may or may not exist.
It may or may not exist.
Then another one.
Horror podcasting fan fiction.
Yeah.
Robert's got another one. He got Primal Rage. He did his Scarecrows review.
I haven't heard of any of these.
Yeah, and again, these are the ones, The Night They Knocked, Selfie from Hell. These are all Robert. So Mike's
None
first
of these movies exist.
None of these movies exist. Yeah.
Your biggest one, Mike, is Cryptid.
Oh, Cryptid, right.
So that was
from Another Hole in the Head film festival.
2022. Yeah.
2022, last fall, which was fair. It was a fair to Midland kind of outing at the movie theater.
Joseph's number 1 was From the Depths, from Another Hole in the Head. And Liz, your first appearance is actually your top 20 list.
Yeah.
Woo!
Is that my highest one?
That's your highest one.
For what? For what year? Oh, top 20 all time.
No. Actually, I'm sorry. Your Liz's top 10 horror films of 2018.
Oh, top 10. Okay.
So that's your highest one and your first. I'm scrolling through here trying to find your reviews.
It was probably a book.
The Visible Filth book report.
Probably.
Oh, there you go.
Hi, Nathan. He may actually listen to this. Nathan Thornbrad, who wrote that.
So, anyways, it's what happened. There is
that book does exist. I've actually seen
that. Does, and they've already made it into a movie.
Right.
Wounds, I think. Starring
yeah. Okay.
Armie Hammer, even though he's now problematic, right? And it was filmed here in New Orleans because it's set here in New Orleans, and that's how. I was messaging with Nathan because he wrote it when he was here for school. And I said, I think I know what bar. I was wrong, but I was close. So.
But anyways, I think the other thing that becomes clear is that most of our posts, everything has gotten viewed, but a lot of the stuff is between 500 and 2,000. There's a big roster of views on that. So I think this is our time to say thank you for actually checking us out and reading our stuff. We hope that you've enjoyed what we've and that it's been informative to you, and that it's either steered you to or away from films to see.
Keep clicking.
So and
come back for more. We can supersize it next time.
Yes.
For only $1 more, we'll supersize it.
Yeah.
Come back for more.
Yeah.
We will serve millions of you.
We have no shame. We are total shills. If there's something that we haven't reviewed yet and you would like to see it reviewed, contact us either reach us through Insta or Facebook or on our site and send us a message, because we are more than happy to actually do. In fact, I just did an oldie but kind of not that goody Witchboard because I stumbled into it because I thought I was watching Wishmaster and I was watching Witchboard instead.
Close enough.
You're like, my God, there are 5 more of these.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I'd want to do anymore.
You had witch in it. You were halfway there.
Funny. Yeah, you're halfway there.
So it was
all right. What else do we have tonight?
Well,
Liz,
so
you want me to
the other thing
in?
quickly for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have behind me, you can see,
Slither.
for those of you who are actually watching the video, the Slither tub scene. And something that I think would, I'm encouraging everybody to do because it's a fun trope, is trapped in a bathroom. And it is amazing how many trapped in a bathroom films there are.
You got 30 on that
30,
list.
and there were plenty more that I could have used.
There's got to be. Yeah.
But there's, of course, it has the greatest horror scene of all time, the psycho shower scene.
Right. Right.
And, I think that's a landmark moment. Plus 2 from The Shining. Plus, you get Shivers. You get Nightmare on Elm Street. You get, Friday the 13th. Well, anytime you're on a shitter, Jason's going to get you, but and usually in absolutely stupefyingly silly ways.
Eric, what is your personal favorite trapped in bathroom scene?
My favorite one is actually from a minor horror movie that came out in 2008 called Mirrors, which is not really a great movie, but the scene is. It's a mind blower where the protagonist
is that like a Kiefer Sutherland movie?
It's a Kiefer Sutherland movie, and his sister and it's
Lost Boys there.
You seeing there's the Happy birthday, Lost Boys. Liz loves you. But the Kiefer's sister Amy Smart, a character named Angela, falls to the curse of the mirrors, where it's classic kind of a thing where you look at the mirror and the mirror is not doing the same thing that you are. She doesn't realize that she goes to take a bath, and the image that stays behind pulls her jaws apart and rips her and just essentially destroys her skull
from the mirror.
In the mirror, and in the tub, she's trying to take a bath, and all of a sudden she goes, ow, and then she just gets like torn apart. And just sort of melts in the tub. It's like, oh my God, that was hard. Yeah, it's like if the whole movie was like that, it would have been a classic. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie is kind of a yawner. But you can actually go to YouTube and check out that one individual scene, and I highly recommend you do, because it's really gross and pretty scary. Yeah. So, cool. Mike, what about you?
My favorite bathroom horror. Or what do you want me to talk about this week? My favorite bathroom horror is definitely the reboot or the reworking of Halloween with the teeth. I think the first what do you think that is? Probably 10-15 minutes of that film are just and when I saw the trailer for the reboot, the David Gordon Green reboot of Halloween, I was like, this thing is gonna suck. It's going to be terrible. I was not convinced based on the trailer, but when I saw it in the theater, man, alive, that is a brutal scene. I was shocked at how good that was.
That may be, for me, it's got to be a top 3 all-time Halloween moment.
For sure.
Teeth coming over the door, and you see the guy, and it's the guy, and then you see the gas station manager who he extracted the teeth from. He's a mess.
And who does he lay waste to? Podcasters.
We totally deserve it. Well, they of course, you don't go into the asylum and taunt Michael Myers with his old mask.
No, you do not.
You are going to get it. How about
Liz,
you, Liz?
What about you, Liz?
Mine is definitely from à l'intérieur, from inside. It's probably the bloodiest bathroom scene on that list, I would think. And
there are a lot of really bloody ones, but yeah,
it's get you in that Christmas spirit.
Battle royal over a baby in the womb. Yeah, this is. I'm looking at the image right now, and it's just it's splattertastic.
Yeah.
And that's not even the end of the movie. That's like midway.
Oh
through
no,
the
that's
movie.
about midway through. Yeah, that's about midway.
Which
through.
Is pretty rough. That's sort of the indication that you are in for a rough ride, folks.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So I'm just encouraging everybody to go check out, if you like us breaking down tropes like this. I like writing these things. So go and visit it. Drive
click
the count,
a
get us
million
to 2 million.
times. Yeah,
that's right. Just like
if everybody
go crazy, tell your friends
100 times. Yeah.
So all right, Liz, what's your topic today?
Okay, I have got a movie that's now available streaming. I reviewed for Panic Fest just a few months ago, and it's called Blue Hour: The Disappearance of Nick Brandreth. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I gave it a 0 for the gore factor because it's not gory, it's just creepy. And it's about a true crime documentarian who's on the search for the truth in her latest project. She's looking to find the disappearance of her father, who was a photographer named Nick Brandreth, who vanished in the late 90s. And it turns out to be, goes culty. That's not really a spoiler if you can see the thing behind me. It's very culty. So
a guy with a hoodie.
Yes, said that this had a lot of things that I love. True crime, it's a mockumentary style, very creepy images, and it's got a little bit of time travel. And it's really well produced and really well acted. And I said fans of movies like Lake Mungo or Something in the Dirt or Primer are all going to want to see this. So it is now available for you to rent streaming on Amazon for a mere $4.99, and it is definitely money well spent. And it's directed by Dan Bowers, and it had its world premiere Panic Fest, and it was great.
All right, so, Dan Bowers, come on the podcast. We would love to talk to you about this film. I want to see it just based on your Lake Mungo.
Yeah, I think it's very reminiscent of that. And other than that, I'm day 13 into Fantasia. I have watched. I've already reviewed 4 films because of embargoes. So I have already reviewed for our site. Vincent Must Die, a French film. Lovely, Dark, and Deep, the latest movie with Georgina Chapman from Barbarian. Yep. I reviewed Restore Point, which is a really amazing sci-fi thriller from the Czech Republic that looks like it would fit right in there with Blade Runner and Minority Report. I mean, it is high quality. And most recently, a crazy little Japanese movie called #Manhole about a guy who falls into a manhole, yet it's not that simple. These are all ones that are not streaming yet, but we will keep in touch and let y'all know when they're coming out. I've got 3 more at least reviews queued up, possibly 4. So Fantasia.
Liz.
Yeah.
After I read your review of Manhole, I watched the trailer, and it was very reminiscent, to me at least, of the Indonesian Thai horror film that came out a couple years ago, The Pool, which is similar kind of construct.
I didn't see The Pool, but isn't that with an alligator?
Yeah, the guy's like stuck in a pool, and it's like, just get out of the pool. You can't get out of the pool. It's like it's an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and it's like 30 feet deep, and there's no way to get to the top of the pool.
There is no alligator in this manhole, but there is some other gross stuff. And I was yelling at the screen in this movie, like, call the police. Why are you calling like your friends and family to help you out of this manhole? But all is revealed through this bonkers movie that it's one of those ones where I said, there's no way you could see where this was going. I mean, it just goes in a bizarre direction, but that is what festivals are all about. And that is always like a J horror thing. You think it's going one way, and it's going to go in such a crazy direction. So more to come from there.
All right. It's like you really hit a gold mine with Fantasia. Not a lot of repeat kind of stuff.
No, they've got a lot of premieres. I did also get to see one called River that I'm not going to review for the site, but I'm going to give it a little shout out here because I'm going real quick. It's by a filmmaker whose movie Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes was on my top 10 list of 2021 because that showed at Nightstream. I can't find his name right now, but it is a charming little time travel piece where an entire Japanese village gets stuck in a time loop. They know they're in a time loop and they're running around, and it's a 2-minute time loop trying to figure out how to get out of the time loop and how they get into the time loop. So it's almost like a little slapstick romantic comedy sci-fi. Fun. So if you get a chance to see River, check it out. If you get a chance to see Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes, which is on Prime, do that too, because it's also a charming sci-fi film. But yeah, there's more stuff. They just had the premiere of the Nicolas Cage movie called Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah,
I may or may
seen
not
trailers
be
for that.
reviewing that because I did get to see it. And some other really cool stuff. Vinegar Syndrome's first movie that they have co-produced called 8 Eyes. Look forward to a review on that. Coming soon. So there is some cool stuff. But
all right. Fantasia
there's a lot of stuff. I think there's still, it goes till the weekend. So there's at least 4 or 5 more days left.
Ooh.
So
that is a lot.
I can't imagine what people who go, you know, like how many movies they fit in. Like you can't go for 3 weeks. You'd die after like 5 days at South by Southwest. I'm like, I can't sit in.
If you were a paid journalist, you'd find a way. But
I'd find a way. Yeah, pay me for 3 weeks to go to Montreal.
It wouldn't be so hard. Montreal in the summertime.
Yeah. Oh, geez, please bring me there.
Be really nice.
Yeah, it's not nice here. Okay, enough about me, Mike.
I'm going to spend the rest of Spooky Time number 20 talking about Thalassophobia.
Fear of snakes?
No.
Fear of remakes.
The darkest fears of large and deep water. Thalassophobia.
Okay.
Shark Week just wrapped up this weekend. I thought it would be an opportune time to talk a little bit about a new documentary that just popped up on Shudder called Sharksploitation. All the documentaries, I've yet to run into a bad documentary on Shudder, and this is no exception. All the documentaries they do are good. They're interesting, whether it's gore. They did a documentary about gore last year, whether it's the stuff that Alexander Felipe produces. All of them are really good. This is, again, no exception to that. Lots of interesting folks are in the film. Peter Benchley's widow is in the film. Roger Corman is in the film, and they cover really soup to nuts the entire history of shark movies, going back to the 20s and 30s, which obviously had a very, very different look at shark movies. And then, of course, in 1974, there was a pivotal moment in shark movies where everything shifted, and which really sort of begat the whole shark exploitation. There was films prior to 1974 that were exploitive in nature, but nothing at all compares to what happened in 1974 and beyond. And then, of course, they cover the rise of the Sci-Fi Network and all of the insane
Sharknado
films like
Sharktopus.
Shark and Ghost Shark and Mississippi River Sharks
Shark
and
2.
Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus and the six Sharknado films. But that was my only complaint, was that they did kind of, because Sci-Fi Network started in the 90s, they kind of covered its origin story and why they shifted over from buying movies to actually producing them themselves. But then it kind of goes like forward to 2023 and then back to 2010 and then to 1992 and then back to
a little choppy editing.
And that part of the story gets a little weird. Frankly, you could have almost either done a single documentary about Jaws, which would have been perfectly fine, or B, you could have done an entire documentary about all of the really truly crazy sharksploitation films that the Sci-Fi Network begat. But
what did they benchmark as the first one?
As the first shark film?
Yeah, they don't
really pin it down. There was a lot of films. There was sort of a lot of adventure films in the 20s and 30s where, again, they go to great lengths to point out the fact that these were films that had sharks in them, but they were not about sharks.
Okay.
It was really Jaws was the first one that was like, oh, wait a second, we got something here. This is not going to be a film that just has a shark in it. This is going to be about the shark.
Right.
Yeah. It's Moby Dick level shark.
Right. Exactly. But the other thing I want to talk about, and I will be posting this very soon to the website, is the trailer, which was just released last week for 2023's The Exorcist.
I was going to say, speaking of what's his name?
Spoiler alert. The trailer, I think, is hot garbage, and I think it's a crying shame. Frankly, it looks like any other. I think I told you guys already. It looks like any other haunting of fill in the blank film that's been produced over the last 20 years. Doesn't look that great. The only sort of maybe frightening part, or the maybe like slightly innovative part, comes at the tail end of the trailer, which is really just a throwback to the original 1973 trailer, which is truly terrifying. This is not a terrifying trailer, but I will challenge you all, as we used to do with trailers once upon a time on the Scariest Things website, scariestthings.com 1T, where we would put our individual hot takes. So get ready to put your hot take on the Exorcist trailer. But I'm going to end on a positive note, because you should always end on a positive note. And the positive note is Warner Brothers is doing this is the first, like, for real full 4K treatment of The Exorcist. It's coming out this fall. It's gonna be like cram packed with all sorts of extra junk up to and including like 3 different versions of William Friedkin's take on his masterpiece film. So look for that coming this fall, to coincide obviously with the reboot of The Exorcist on October 2020.
Yeah, go see that for sure.
13th. I think that October has a Friday the 13th.
Oh, does man. It? Yeah.
I think so.
There you go.
They're smart. Those
pea soup and 4K.
Don Draper is on that marketing team. What if we put it on Friday the 13th? Genius.
That is all for me. Do we have a tagline? If we don't, I have a quote. I do have a quote from Sharksploitation 2023. I can't remember who said it in the film, but it was a very funny line. It's not a Sharksploitation film unless someone yells, "Get out of the water!"
The Masters of Horror.